Hello, my name is Laura Swanson, and I would like to welcome you to Salem Access Television's annual meeting. Thank you so much, for those that are in the audience. We're delighted to be joined by people that are with us today in the studio, and for all of you that are watching at home. Just wanted to comment a little bit about the roll-in that you just saw. That was done by members of the staff. Steve did the music, and Patrick did the video. Is that?
Yeah, he did the video.
But what was interesting about that is, and you should go back when it's rebroadcasted to watch it, that there were different sort of devices that may be familiar or not familiar to some. Some are the older televisions to everyone's sort of cell phone. So now you can view SATV on a television, on your cell phone, on your laptop, on your computer. So we've got a lot of interesting things in terms of the technology here available and some of the updates that have happened in the past year. So I'm delighted to act as your host this year and to welcome Charlie Walsh, who is the chairman of the Salem Access Television Board. We will be electing new members to the board of directors. We'll be providing the community with an update on the work that's been done for the past year, and we never miss the opportunity to talk about the good work that is done here by SATV that allows our producers to share their perspective of the city of Salem, and also to give you all the opportunity to and to remind you that this is a place for you to come down and to become involved. So again, for those that are in the audience, I'd like to welcome you, and for those that are watching at home, welcome to Salem Access Television's annual meeting. And with that, I'd like to introduce Charlie Walsh, who is the chairman of the board. Charlie?
Thank you very much, Laura. It is a pleasure for me to welcome the ladies and gentlemen of the audience, and also the audience which is out there in the hitters of Salem and on the forefront of Salem. And you're welcome to Salem Access Television's annual meeting. And it's my pleasure to officially open the meeting as of this moment. So I now declare the meeting is opened and everybody can enjoy themselves this evening. Thank you.
And then introduce him. I'm going to stay here. No, you can have a seat. We're going to do the rest of the show from here.
Oh, but I'm going to sit there?
Yeah, you can sit there.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay. So as I mentioned previously in terms of the annual meeting is that we have a lot of great stuff to talk about. You met Charlie Walsh, who is the chairman of the board. And one of the big purposes for tonight's meeting is to provide an opportunity for members of the membership to be elected to the board. And this is where this happens at the annual meeting. The other thing is it's a great opportunity, again, to talk about the great work that we have done, both in terms of the technology, the equipment improvements that have made here, to also the facility improvements, and to give you an opportunity to learn more about what SATV has been doing and what we're going to be doing in the future. Before we do that, though, it's always an important piece to talk to the community about the financial stability of SATV. And we're fortunate to have Angela Turpin, who acts as the treasurer for Salem Access Television, who will provide all of you with an update on Salem Access. So, Angela, thank you so much.
Welcome, everybody. It is wonderful to see everybody here tonight. It's great to be here. I would like to thank Sal and the entire SATV staff for another terrific year. Everybody here works incredibly hard to provide you with the best programming possible. The improvements that have been made to the studio, the facility itself, the studio equipment itself is nothing but exciting. And I think that it shows here in the studio and in the programming. So it's been another great year here, and I think we can begin with the slideshow. Okay, so what I think we'll do, we'll begin with the income portion of this year's Treasurer's Report. What I'll do is I'll go through and I will read off the numbers for fiscal year 2016, and you will be able to see the contrast to last fiscal year 2015. So this year's Comcast contribution is $691,930. This new Comcast contract that we have had in place for the past couple years have enabled us to make the upgrades necessary not only in the facility but with the equipment that is used here. So this has been nothing but wonderful for the studio. The operational budget is at $440,999. Interest income $88, and other at $5,030, bringing us down to $446,117. Next, we have our expenses. Thank you. So this year's salary and benefits expense, we have $298,671. This fiscal year, we were able to bring on one new production coordinator. Our rent has held steady at $84,972. Insurance, $8,872. Utilities and maintenance, $11,143. Miscellaneous, $14,701. Office, $10,717. Sal runs a very tight ship. Total expenses, $429,076, bringing our net profit to $17,041. It's great. It's really great. We'll move forward to capital. Thank you. This is the fun stuff here that the studio is able to provide, I think. The cable cast, the 3-channel playback system, those are the channels that we broadcast to you. So we are at $113,460. The studio and control room, $141,041. The video and audio equipment, the portable video and audio equipment, $24,175. The IT network, the hardware and software at $4,137. Office computers, $9,229. And office furniture, $5,261. So what we have been able to do, we have been able to upgrade the studio and control room equipment to high definition. We have also been able to upgrade the 3 channels that we broadcast to you to high definition as well. So I think that has been wonderful. Okay, we'll continue on with that. The recycling equipment and materials, $986. Miscellaneous, $3,556. Equipment loan principal payments, $28,717. Equipment loan interest, $6,455, bringing our total to $337,017. Now, if you haven't seen the new kitchen renovations, or if you haven't noticed the new carpeting, the paint, the artwork all throughout the studio, I encourage you to walk around the facility. You will be quite pleased and quite impressed to see everything that has taken place here over the past 1 to 2 years with our new Comcast contract. It is just remarkable. It really is. Sal and everybody here on the SATV staff really do an amazing job putting everything together. It's quite a lot that goes on here. It's real impressive. So kudos to you, Sal, and the staff
Thank you.
here. This concludes our report. It really has been my privilege to be here tonight and to present this report to everybody here this evening. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening, and please walk around the studio and enjoy everything here. Thank you.
Thank you. I see here.
No, we sit.
Thank you, Angela. So before we get into the election process, which again is one of the important pieces for us all coming together and electing the leadership of this organization, I'd like to acknowledge the current leadership, the board of directors that are here, and also sort of introduce you to the staff. So we're currently, as we previously mentioned, Charlie Walsh, who is our chairman of the board. Charlie, could you just stand up and say hello to our audience and to the viewers? Charlie Walsh. Frank Silva, who is also on the board, currently on the board. Frank, thank you so much. I'd like to extend sincere best wishes for a speedy recovery to Marianne Silva, who is on our board, who actually can't be with us tonight, and does an amazing job and acts as our secretary. George Dionis, who wasn't able to be here tonight, and Dr. Stem Malatini, as well as Bill Legault, who's not here today with us, right? So, so that is the current board makeup. But this operation really runs with the staff and the leadership that's here. I was actually fortunate enough years and years ago to be a founding board member of SATV, so this organization is something that's very close to my heart, and I was part of the team that hired Sal. So, so we've had an opportunity to work together years ago, and actually now I have the opportunity to work with him again. And I can just tell you that under his leadership, the stewardship of this organization, the success is so much attributed to his dedication, his commitment, his passion for public access, and the contribution that SATV makes to the community. So Sal Russo, who's the executive director and who runs a day-to-day operation and manages a wonderful staff. So Sal, I'd like just to say and recognize you.
Thank you.
And we also, this operation, if you haven't been here, I really want to encourage you to come down. This is a vehicle for you to express your voice about what's happening here in Salem and share it in your perspective with the Salem community. And the reason that I really encourage that is because there's an exceptional staff here at SATV. The staff here just makes it so user-friendly. It's not intimidating at all. I have a third grader and a fifth grader. They took classes here. They weren't daunted by it, had a great experience with the staff here. So, and they've actually been very helpful to me. And so I'd like to just recognize the staff. We have Patrick Kennedy, who is the program director, who is in the control booth. We have Steve Spencer, who is our training and production director. We have Mike Murray, who's the access production coordinator. Adam Kukin, who is the access production coordinator. David Moyson, who is our IT director, who has been a long-standing supporter, like a strong supporter and commitment to the work that's done here at SATV. Patricia Reed, who's a production assistant to probably many of you, if you have seen Leo Joden's show or other shows, she's been involved with that over the years. And Alan Hanscom, who is a production assistant. It's really this team who, when you are flipping around on your channels, whether you're watching the programs or you're watching a school committee meeting or a government city council meeting, they're the ones that make this. And so I encourage you to come to learn about what it has here. We also want to just take the opportunity to express how fortunate we are to have such an incredibly talented and committed staff. And the success of SATV would not happen without the dedication of Sal and his staff. So thank you to all of you and to the staff.
Yes.
And so now it comes to the fun time, which is the election. And what I would like to do is to invite Chairman Charlie Walsh back up to the podium to talk about the election process.
Pull out my big sheet of paper here. All right, the voting privileges are as follows. In order to vote, you must be a valid member of Salem Access Television. That would mean you have a blue name tag. As a member, you must be present to vote at this meeting. Listed on your ballot is the slate of candidates to vote for. Please vote for no more than 3. Please check the name of each candidate for whom you wish to vote. The 3 candidates elected will serve on the SAT Board of Directors for 1 year. To become a write-in candidate, you must be an active SATV member. Another Access member must make the nomination stating your name, and it must be seconded by another active member. Are there any nominations from the floor? At this time, I see no hands raised. Is there anybody out there that I missed? No? Okay. Since there are no nominations from the floor, Laura, will you make a motion to accept the ballot slate as it is?
I make a motion to accept the slate of candidates. But should we announce who the slate is?
Sure.
Yes.
Would you like to do that?
I would if you have the list.
Oh, sure. Well, I'm happy to do it. So the slate of candidates for the upcoming year for the membership seats are Ron Dorito, William Legault, and Ken Weaver. That
Okay.
is the slate. So I'll nominate that slate of candidates.
All right. And as a result,
Is there a second?
all in favor? Fine. Okay. As a result, the new candidates are?
I'd like to welcome Ron Dorito, Bill Legault, and Ken Weaver.
All right. Would you all stand up if you're here? If you would like to make a statement, would you like to make a statement?
I think they should make a statement.
Yes.
So I'd like to invite Ken Weaver to come up.
Yes. Ken Weaver, come up.
I think it's important for the public to see who the
He
board
can
members are.
hardly
He just
wait
got-
to make a
And
statement.
that just got elected.
Well, thank you. I have actually been here before for about 20 years, so it's a pleasure to come back again, be here with all of you, both in the booth and all of you in the audience. So I look forward to my first year back again. I'll keep it short now. I'll leave it at that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ron, would you like to come up?
Hi, everybody. Thanks so much. There's a couple of new faces in the audience. My name is Ron Dorito, and I was a board member here. I think I left the board about a year and a half ago just to clear out some personal business, and Sal was generous enough to give me a call back and let me see all of the changes that have taken place here, because when I left the board, they were just renegotiating the contract, and this place has really changed amazingly in such good ways. So I'm really excited to be back and to continue to support the mission of the board. Thanks, Sal.
Thank you, Ron. So I'd like to welcome the new board members as we kick off our next phase of SATV. And what's great about this is we now have an opportunity to talk with Sal, the executive director, to kind of recap a little bit about what's happened over the past year. And so while I have this papers that can really sort of bullet point what's happening, I think Sal can really tell SATV's story for the past year. So tell us about SATV's story.
Well, where do you want to start? Okay, we'll start with basically the nice upgrading to high definition capabilities. We started in cablecast. Actually, we started here in the studio in the control room. So everything in here is now high definition recording, and we can broadcast on high definition. So whatever we're putting out right now for this live program is actually going out on channel 3. And it passes from the studio into cablecast, which broadcasts to the 3 channels that we have in the city of Salem. Right now, we're just on channel 3. And cablecast is capable of broadcasting high definition. Unfortunately, we're still broadcasting in standard definition because Comcast does not allow public access right now in Massachusetts to broadcast in high definition. There is a law in the books that anybody who's negotiating a contract right now, if you can provide high definition output for your channels, you are able to go back to your subscribers in high definition. So where does that leave us who negotiated a contract a few years ago? That's now being renegotiated into this law, and it's being lobbied so that anybody who has the capability in Massachusetts to broadcast in high definition should be allowed to. So that's in the process right now. So hopefully that'll get pushed through and accepted, and who knows, maybe by the end of 2017, sometime sooner, that will take place. So that's a great thing, and Massachusetts is a very well-organized public access organization. So hopefully that'll go through and it will work out great for us. The other things that we've done here are simply more portable equipment that is capable of high definition new tripods, new audio recorders, new microphones. There's a whole bunch of things, IT stuff, new server, new network inside this building, all designed by Dave Moisen. I ran all the wires up above the ceilings and down the walls, and he did all the connections. It was a 4-month process, but we got it all done. And then, obviously, upgraded our office computers, and then we did some upgrading to nice furniture. So now everybody has a really nice desk. They all match. Everything looks really good. So I guess, you know, as they say, you got to dress for the part. You have to sit at the desk that matches the part. So, and again, you mentioned the board, but you also forgot to mention that you're on the board as well.
Oh, I thought I said that. I'm sorry.
So you came out back on the board
That's
again.
right. That's right.
And also, you know, Laura was part of that process when I was interviewed. So wasn't Charlie Weaver, Charlie Walsh, and Ken Weaver. That you guys were both on that committee. And you know, I'm happy to be here. I love being here. Great staff, great board, great membership, great city. I can't say enough about, you know, what we do, how we do, and why we do it. So I'm proud of everything that's done here, and it's great.
I think we, you know, I just want to take this opportunity during the annual meeting, because I don't think we actually talk about it just enough very briefly before we get into this great videos contest that we have, is what public access is, right? And what the importance of public access, and how, for me, and then I'm going to let Sal maybe answer that too, is what I feel is the real significance and importance, and why it's important for communities to have public access, is because it allows the people of the community to share their lens, right, their viewpoint, their perspective of what's happening in the community. And, you know, we're sort of living in a society of this instantaneous message and all this other kind of stuff, fake news, real news, whatever it is. This gives us an opportunity for us to tell our story, right, as a person of this community who has a passion for, whether it be the arts, the sports, right, the schools, the government. It allows people to tell the story. I mean, a great example of what I consider a Salem Access television success is someone like Leo Joden, right, who was a member of the community, who put in this great long-standing program and tells a perspective about what's happening in Salem. And that's the opportunity that exists here, right? This is the building, and we've heard about all of the technology, the upgrades, the office upgrades, but it's the staff here, it's the producers here that really make this house the home. And it's really about telling our stories. So your thoughts on public access?
Well,
because I'm a big supporter of public access.
well,
I think
yes,
it's important.
Yes, it is very important. And the biggest thing about public access in any city or town is the mission statement. What is public access all about? It's about community programming. And it's about the community programming that you as a member want to produce. It's not inflicted by the staff, it's inflicted by you. This is what you want to do. Most of the time, it turns out to be what's people's passion, their hobby.
Right.
And when you have somebody who's producing something about their passion or their hobby, you end up getting great programming, because they put so much effort into it. They're very meticulous about how they do it and why they're doing it. We have the capability of doing very high-end productions. We do not push those on people. We want people to produce programming that they're comfortable. So their style, their quality is what they're able to do, and as they do more, they feel more comfortable,
Right.
and their production values get higher and higher and higher. And of course, the staff is always right behind them, ready to just make them learn more, help them learn more, and help them progress to something that's better than they started.
I think it creates different kind of opportunities. So for example, maybe if you have someone or a student who maybe is not so athletic but covers the games, or wanted to cover the games or do interviews or those kinds of things, all of a sudden you become part of that athletic community. If you wanted to be part of the arts, there's an opportunity for you to become a part of that space maybe even indirectly, right? So I want to encourage everyone to, if you have a passion, if you have a story to tell, if there's a perspective, that Salem Access Television is really the place for you to come to express that. So, so I just thought we have to talk about that, Sal, right? Because that's why we're
that's why we're here.
That's why we're here, and that's what we're
Exactly.
doing. And so, sort of following that that conversation, can you tell our audience and the members that are here with us in the studio about the contest this year?
Sure. Pat Reed came up with an idea last year to, maybe it was a year and a half ago, to do a contest about how much I love Salem. And she created some of the criteria. We as staff kind of expanded it. And she created it, but unfortunately she couldn't enter the contest because she's a staff member now. So we have.
Thank you for the idea.
It was a great idea, and basically the whole purpose is to get some involvement by the members and find out how they'll produce a program and the kind of elements that they'll put it into it. And actually, we have kind of a little roll-in that Patrick had created that kind of gives a little brief view of what it's all about, what the contest is for. So Patrick, if you could roll that.
We'll do that, and then we'll announce the winners, right?
Yes.
And then we'll show the videos. Perfect.
Sure.
Salem Access Television presents a short video contest. How much do I love Salem? Where you can show what makes this city great and win some prizes. Be creative. Share your experiences. How much do I love Salem?
How much do I love Salem? I love living next to the Salem Maritime National Historical Site. I love the history and the reputation that the ship made after the Revolution. The Salem, the city of peace.
Welcome aboard Friendship of Salem, Salem's tall ship. I'm the first mate. She was built in Albany, New York. She's a replica that is based on a very detailed model at the Peabody Essex Museum, built by the ship's carpenter in 1804 during one of her voyages. Friendship was chosen as a representative East Indiaman, a trading vessel that specialized in trade with the Far East, that was pretty typical of Salem's trade after the Revolution, after 1783. She was built for the trading firm of Waits and Pierce. She carries lead ballast for stability, and in the old days she would have carried stone, which would have been transferred out and converted into money-making cargo.
From 1998 to around 2008 or 9, Captain Jim Fox. Jim was a wonderful mentor, really talented captain, and a volunteer. So he was our sailing captain.
He took over as captain around 1998, and my dad originally skippered the tugboat that brought her up. It was one of those things that he kept on saying, I'll do it for a year or two, I'll do it for a couple years, but he did it for, almost 13 years.
On these ships, on the old ships, carpenter was a very prestigious job. Carpenters weren't considered sailors. They was just that. They were carpenters. They didn't sleep with the crew. They had their own quarters with the officers. They were one of the few, other than the mates, who would talk directly to the captain. It was a pretty prestigious job. The carpentry on the ship never ever stops. It's constant and ongoing. Fittings like this is called a staple. You can see all the caulking around it. We did everything we could possibly do to keep water from getting down there. And you know what? There's almost nothing you can do with fittings.
Behind me is the Salem Custom House. When a ship like Friendship returned to Salem, the captain got his papers together. Before he went home, before he did anything else, he went inside there and started the customs process to see how much tariff, how much customs duties were owed the United States. Customs revenue was the primary source of federal revenue of the U.S. government's operating money, basically from day one.
I'm not gonna give up when you're feeling low.
Hello everyone, my name is Dan Tremblay and I produce a series on television known as New Englanders, seen on Salem Access Television. We started a number of years ago in the Salem area. We found it very, very historical and very, very interesting. Here are some shots from Pioneer Village, a prototype of a village built in the mid-30s here in Salem to show what Puritans would have lived near. We also looked at witchcraft, the local witchcraft trials. We went down to Salem Harbor and made a film about Friendship, the type of ship that would come in the late 1800s with goods from the West Indies. We looked at the industrialization of Salem and also delved pretty deeply into the Great Salem Fire of 1914. Here, as you see in these terrific shots taken, fire that leveled 3/4 of the city of Salem. We look for these interesting stories because they are historical and fascinating. We went out to Winter Island Park and looked at some of the forts and some of the dungeons and some of the lookouts of this fascinating lookout point just off Salem. And we also went to the site where 4 men were hanged starting in the late 1700s. Salem continues to be a very interesting place. We have many different statues: Nathaniel Hawthorne, Elizabeth Montgomery. We have Salem Witch Museum, Roger Conant in the cloak in front of the Witch Museum, the Charter Street Burial Ground, one of the oldest in the country. We have the Witch House. Stick houses were built by local artists. And other various statues that are interesting to see as one comes into and tours Salem. We looked into the history of Salem's train industry. We saw an old jail built in 1813 here in Salem. It housed Confederate prisoners. We went through some tunnels with Chris Dowgan, our tunnel volunteer, under the streets of Salem to see where the slaves had been moved back in the 1840s to the 1860s. We went to the House of Seven Gables and delved into some of the records there. We checked out Nathaniel Bowditch and his history as a local celestial navigator. We looked at also some archaeological artifacts that were actually dropped off boats when the ships were coming into Salem in the 1800s. Very fascinating, and we delved into Salem's Halloween history and its Halloween parade, famous every year and not to be missed. I'm Dan Tremblay of New Englanders.
When going to Salem, Salem has a lot to offer to the people. There are a lot of stores you can go into. Each one has its own unique universe. Some of these stores are magical, spiritual based, others are for professional entertainment and enjoyment. Besides the enjoyment of Salem offers, there is an arrangement of interesting, wonderful people you can meet. All types of people come into Salem. find the most amazing thing is nature in Salem. If you go out into the willows, you can find wonderful magical experiences. Watching nature unfold itself is just as magical as Salem.
Has a lot of culture. There's a lot going on. It's never boring.
Seems like you find something new every time you're here. It's a lot more artsy than a lot of other places I've been to.
How you doing? This is Michael, fellow Salem resident. Just want to say one of my favorite things about Salem is the amazing, beautiful, great historic architecture we have in this city. I've always been drawn to it.
I really like Salem because I like the people that live here and the community. There's buses and it's close to the commuter rail, and you can get Ubers and taxis really easily.
We have a wonderful city. It's very open and inviting to people. I've lived here for over 20 years and it was the best decision that I ever made. You know, being able to be so close to the water, be able to go out on the boats.
I really like just walking my dog around Salem because there's a lot of nice places. There's like a lot of dog stores to go in and stuff. And he really likes seeing all the people.
One beverage that a lot of people in Salem seem to enjoy a lot is coffee, and we have many coffee stores in Salem. For you that have the sweet tooth, we have a great candy shop in Salem as well.
Okay, those were three great entries. If you didn't catch the credits, the first one that was shown was done by Tom Gale. The second one was by Dan Tremblay, and the last one was by Mark Hemisphere. And so we have some prizes and we have some placement. So Tom Gale, your entry came in third. We'd like to have you come up and get a little prize. And also maybe speak a little bit about, your entry. Just quick. Little prize for it.
Thank you, Sal.
You're welcome.
Well, Steve Spencer helped a lot with the videotaping, and we have a lot of hours about the friendship of Salem and its crew and volunteers. And I hope that we're going to do some more of that, Steve. So
that's it.
I love doing it. It took a lot longer than I thought.
Well, as we know, anybody who's edited programs realizes that you think that it's going to take you this long to do something, and it turns out to be this long. It's a process that, like I said, if you have passion and you love it, you just spend a lot of time. Deadlines are your enemy, but they're also your best friend, because eventually you have to give them up to the public, and that's a great thing. And then after you give it up to the public, if you want to make a little bit peaks and tweaks after when it re-airs, that's good too. And you can do that for the rest of your life if you want, because this is a great medium to just explore. So the next entry that came in second place was Dan Tremblay. I'd like to have you come up and get a little reward here and just talk about your piece a little bit.
Hi, Dan. How are you? Nice to see you. Congratulations.
Thanks, Sal.
You're
Well, I'm
welcome.
elated. I've never won anything. I'm not that kind of person, But I'm sorry I was a little late tonight. I came in on time last week, but found out you weren't having it. So tonight I drove 75 miles an hour to get here. I was shooting a film in Reading, and I was as of 20 minutes before I came in that door, I had just packed up my stuff. So 75 miles an hour, and the state troopers never got me, and I'm here, and I love this stuff. All the films and everybody here, you got to stay with it. It is a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, but I'm 70. I can take it now. Most of that, what you saw on my little video, was kind of put together in the QT when Sal asked me to do it. And but actually, I found out that it wasn't going to take 5 minutes to do. I had to go through an anthology of stuff. How do you relate it to Salem? You know, what's the best footage you got that can relate this, and so on. Most of the footage you saw was Canon GL2 mini DV. So I'm sorry, I'm a dinosaur, but I am shooting digital now. I have a big digital camera like these in here, so I am married to the system, and I thank you all very much. This is great.
Thank you.
Sarah.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Good to see you.
Okay, so the last entry that we saw is the one that came in first, and that's Mark Hammerfire. It was a interesting piece that he did. It had a lot of production quality and value and some interesting art type of editing. It's not easy to do the style of editing that he did. When you see multiple images, that means that you're playing around with some very difficult stuff in the editing process, which means you definitely have to pay attention to what you're doing. So, Mark, if you could come up, and we have a little prize for you, and give us a little speech about what you did. So this is for you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, I can't control anything anymore, so my eyes are actually watering right now at this moment. This has been a very crazy day because not only has this happened, but a lot of recognition that I really deserved through a lot of hard work that I actually went through, not just here, but with all my art. This is very healing, actually, just going through this moment right now. It took a long time with editing. I was glad that we actually had more time to edit. That was very thankfully the universe was able to allow that to progress the way it did. Wow. I want to thank SATV for allowing me to use their space, and all the hard work that went into the editing. I mean, it was time consuming, and the turnout came out even greater than I imagined. Even though I was still critiquing myself while watching the actual video somewhat, which is, I think very common. But wow. I mean, whoops, I said, sorry. Whoops. This is live too, right? Well, great. That's awesome. But, this definitely makes me feel like I want to do more of this, and I do want to do a lot more in Salem Access TV. So thank you very much for allowing me to participate in this contest. And this is the first contest I've won in a long time since, I'll say high school, I think it was. I got a Gold Key Award a long time ago that got me into college when I was at DCAD and Delaware College Art and Design. So, all that patience and animation and everything that kind of helped get me to this point. So thank you very much for selecting me as first place. I appreciate it very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so very much.
Well, Mark summed it up. It is time consuming, and it's something that's precious to you when you do it. Everybody that comes down here, they go through a process, and they enter the edit bay and they start. And some have more experience than others, and some need to be nudged in a gentle direction to produce programming bigger and better than what they thought they were capable of. And that's the key. We're not trying to make people do anything that they don't feel comfortable when they're producing a program. And that, I think, is a hallmark to Salem Access TV. It's a great staff. Again, I can't say enough about the staff. Great board of directors, great membership, great city to be in. I couldn't be any happier than where we are right now. So again, to wrap things up with this new contract, it looks like that going forward, there's a lot of great things that are going to happen for SATV and for the city of Salem. And I look forward to, the next 7 or 8 years with this contract. So, Laura, where are we right now with the program?
So I think this is where I actually get to start to wrap it up. But before
Sure.
we do that, I did want to congratulate Tom and Dan and Mark and just share
Yes.
with you that, the reason that you love Salem, I love Salem too, right? So, and you really captured a lot of the essence of what really I think makes a lot of us love Salem. So thank you for sharing your vision, and just want you to know that we're sort of you're not alone in that. Also, just wanted to tell you, while we are watching this on you're watching this through television, and this is a video production piece, there is a great social event that happens prior to this meeting, and so that we encourage people for next year to come down. And there's a huge assortment of food and celebration, and not only do we have a staff here that produces this incredible programs, but they actually produce a lot of the food that's here, right? So Steve Spencer and Pat Reed are incredible chefs, and you get to enjoy a wonderful meal. And Sal's wife, Linda, acts as sort of the hostess, and just to make sure everything kind of coordinates it and does that. So I want to thank Steve and Pat and Linda for a wonderful social event that's not captured on television, but really captures the sort of membership community spirit here. So I'd like to thank the three of you for a wonderful evening prior to this. That's right, stand up and take a bow. Or maybe we could show, Linda, just stand up. So, there you go. She's a little shy. And again, just wanted to thank everyone for all of the commitment that you've done in the past year. And my wish for you is that you don't wait another year to watch us on your show, but that you come down here prior to this. You've learned some things about the stuff that we're doing, the opportunities that are here. And I think the production range is anywhere, when Dan said that he's 70, to my daughters that are 9 and 10, right, who are starting to learn to take it. So you're never too young and you're never too old to take advantage of what's here. So I think I'd like to thank Sal and the staff and the board of directors and the members of this organization, and introduce Charlie Walsh to just come back up and adjourn the meeting.
Sure. Come on up.
It's hard to come up here and take Sal's place. But because I'm a little older, I said, and of course another thing, even though I'm going to close the meeting, a couple of things were mentioned. Number one is the studio programs that we teach at the high school and at the middle school in Salem. And this isn't always done in around the other cities and towns in Salem or any place else in the United States that I know of. We have a very extensive relationship with the schools in Salem, and the parents really love it because they realize the children are learning something at a very early age that they can really become very well adapted to. And also, in regard to the studio itself, the fact that we have people coming from college to really get a look at how things work in the video field, and they feel then comfortable approaching that for their lifetime job. So it is important that Sal has arranged this all, and he doesn't like to take credit for a lot of things. Smiling does a lot of things that nobody knows about. And also the rest of the board members, especially this young lady. And who's Smiley here?
This is my youngest young lady, right? It's Elizabeth.
Yes. Have you become very adept at it? See that? That's because of Sal and her and me.
She was thinking of doing a show called Life with Lizzie.
Oh, no kidding.
That's right.
That's great. That ought to be
From a
interesting.
10 or 11-year-old, so
Now, at this time, I officially declare the meeting is over, declared, and we have a lot of food to eat. So everybody go out to the vomitorium and leave there and go back and eat another meal. Thank you very much. I hope everybody enjoyed the program.